Good morning, everyone. My name is Jason Empakeo, a third year student of Bachelor of Science in Hospitality Management, Block C. So, for today's video, I'm going to report the Chapter 2 entitled The Tourist Market and Segmentation. But before I proceed to our formal discussion, let me play a multimedia prayer. Okay, let's proceed to our formal discussion. So, our topic for today is all about the tourist market and segmentation. So, this time, let's proceed to objectives. Okay, here's the objectives. So, at the end of the chapter, the students should be able to first define what a market is. Second is state the three steps to target marketing. Third is identify the characteristic of a good market segment. Fourth is to discuss the market coverage strategies and positioning. And the last one is to distinguish the new and emerging markets in the Philippines. So, introduction. Market segmentation, targeting, and positioning are key terms useful in any marketing process. Identifying one's market segments will help in identifying the market's needs and wants, how their needs should be met, and how to communicate such to benefit them in covered in this chapter. Market coverage strategies and identifying one's unique selling proposition and competitive advantage will greatly contribute to a successful marketing plan. So let's proceed to definition of market. Definition of market. A market is a set of actual and potential buyer of a product and services. These buyers share a particular need or want that can be satisfied through exchange relationships. So the meaning of the term market has evolved over the year. So there are three steps to target marketing. First is market segmentation, second is market targeting, and the last one is market positioning. So what is market segmentation? So a market is comprised of varied profile and characteristic that can be further segregated. Market segmentation is dividing the market into distinct groups who might require separate products and or marketing mixes. So a market segment is a subgroup of the total consumer market who share similar characteristics and needs relevant to the purchase of a product, services, or experience. Each segment is profiled based on its characteristics. Characteristics of a market segment. Lambsdale 1997 identified six characteristics of a segment as follows. First is identifiable. So the people who comprise the segment can be located and identified such that targeting them would be easy. Second is cohesive. The consumers should be part of a whole whose specific qualities are common to all. Third is measurable. So the market should be able to estimate the size and potential spending of the members of the market segment. Fourth is accessible. So the members of the segment should be accessed by marketing efforts and promotional activities to be conducted if they are difficult to reach. Effort to reach out to the specific segment might be futile. And the fifth is substantial. Segments should be large in order to substantial. If the segment is small, it should be have a high spending capability to make a significant impact on the business bottom line. And the last one is the actionable. So the company has enough resources and commitment to enable effective penetration of the identified segment to ensure effective positioning. Variable for segmentation. So there is no one way of segmenting the market. Different variables for market segmentation can be used to find out which one is the most effective. These variables used in segmenting consumer markets includes first is the geographic. So geographic segmentation divides the market into different geographic units such as nation, states, region, counties, cities, neighborhoods, barangays, town, etc. So some companies make a decision to strengthen a foothold on a certain re- geographic region, concentrating their resources in ensuring deep penetration of a specific geographic location. Second is the demographic. Demographic segmentation refers to segmenting the market based on variables such as age, life cycle, gender, income, occupation, education, religion, and race. So it has a good idea to segment the market based on demographic variables because consumer tourism marketers segment the market using demographic variables are through age of life cycle, gender, and income. So the major developed market of Europe, America, Japan, and Australia are experiencing an aging population while India and China are comparatively young marketers. So the third is the psychographic. So psychographic segmentation divides consumers based on different psychographic profiles such as social class, lifestyle, and personality characteristics. Different social classes will have different tastes and preferences on what they buy. In the Philippines, we categorize socio-economic classes through the E, B, C, D, and E categorizes, with Class A being the most affluent. Lifestyle has a influence on what and how consumers buy products and services. And behavioral segmentation refers to dividing groups based on their knowledge, attitude, use of a response to a product or services. And it identifies behavioral variables to include special location segmentation, benefits, sought, user status, user rate, loyalty status, and buyer readiness. And the last one is the technographic. So Cooper 2006 suggests that there is a fifth variable for market segmentation which he calls technographic segment. With the prevalence of the internet and the world wide web or WWW, there is an increasing divide between the users and non-users of technology in searching for travel information. So the more technology savvy one is, the more information he gets from the internet. Hence, travel website and lifestyle travel portal will allow customers to customize their travel needs. So, um, Miss Nika Lopez will continue the discussion about marketing targeting.
Hello everyone, I am Nika. Market targeting, it's a process on how you select a target market and you can select one more in a market segment to operate in the business. Kotler 3-factor segment. First is segment size. Segment size is referred to current sales volume, growth rate, and high profit margin. When we say high profit margin, it tells that company is able to effectively control its costs or to provide goods or services to price that has a higher costs. Seconds is attractiveness. This refers to the potential impact of a segment in the company and not saturated and has less aggressiveness. Competitors is structurally attractive. Third one is company objectives and availability of resources. This is the main reason of decision making and available resources to use in the company. Undifferentiated marketing is also called mass marketing. These is the strategy that entails creating one message for the entire evidence, and it helps to the business to reach more people at a lower cost and improves brand recognition. Differentiated marketing. These one will approach the market by targeting several market using the separate that is offer per segment. Concentrated marketing. These practice the companies with limited resources. It persuades to collect shares to small market than small of large market. The companies is able to have a lot of resources in marketing wherein a presence felt in market has a good impact. If the segment also is well chosen, the return also is big, but this strategy is risky. Company resources. On how many money and resources of a company that will allow to allocate in the marketing. If company has limited resources, it is logical to use the concentrated marketing. Degree of product homogeneity. If the product is standardized and identical, it is more advisable that you have to go to undifferentiated or concentrated marketing. Market homogeneity. These one is a diverse market or a great deal. Differentiated marketing is advisable if the market has a lot of similarities. The undifferentiated marketing is good to use. Competitors' strategy. It is very important to assess of what strategy that is used by the competitor so that the current strategy will be implemented to counter their marketing effort. If the competitors is using undifferentiated marketing, advantage to do differentiated or concentrated marketing. Market positioning is the strategic exercise we use to establish the image of a brand or product in a consumer's mind. Positioning is where your product stands in relation to others offering similar products and services in the marketplace as well as the mind of consumer. Unique selling proposition is the essence of what makes your product or service better than the competitors. Competitive advantage distinguishes a company from its competitors. It contributes to higher prices, more customers, and brand loyalty. Top of mind defined is the first brand name that comes to someone's mind when asked about specific industry. Thank you.
Good day everyone, I'm Jetliboy Bula Bula. My assigned topic is all about the Pacific Voyage, Travel and Tours, and the MICE, Market and Business Tourism. But before that, let's first define what is market segmentation. Market segmentation is dividing a broad consumer or business market consisting potential customers into subgroups of consumers. In connection to that, today you will be able to know the key market segments targeted by Pacific Voyage and how they are able to sustain the business through their market. According to Miss Charmsey of Pacific Voyage Travel and Tours in an email interview, market segmentation is the key to business sustainable. So, who are the people they cater? They cater college educational travel programs, both local and international travel requirements. However, they also cater corporate travel, which was basically their initial market. What are the strengths of their market segment? Their strength depends on the number of students in one school at a time. Their busiest month is on September to October for first semester, and for second semester is on February to March. Their corporate clients normally requirements their service on the months of April to June and in December. What are the weaknesses of this market segment? Pacific Voyage is affected by seasonality of their main product due to overlap of schedule. They have planned on expanding their business. According to Pacific Voyage Travel and Tours, their plans is or hold all thought Other countries like Singapore, Thailand, and Malaysia are in planning stage because they think this do not really require. The MIC, also known as the Meeting Incentives, Conferences, and Exhibition in Industry, is extensively and growing very fast according to Lanking 2006. This type of travel is connected but not limited to business travel because all these events need products and services such as transportation, accommodation, food and beverage, and many more services. Conferences tourism refers to all activities associated with planning travel to and participation in conference and meetings, both domestic and international according to Lanking 2006. For destinations and establishment, MICA market should offer worth its services that would value for money. That's all for my topic. Thank you for listening.